When the passion fades, when my reins of dedication lead the way, reins from fibers of the soul, am I holding the keys to the bounds of my soul? Keys of limitations, a false sense of control. A maze that must live in circles and cycles of rain and sleet, slipping at instances where you feel weak, refusing time to self in moments or need to look deep. Shallow waters surround your swim. Will those rains cut on a whim? Diving deeper than ever before, to never rise again. When the passion fades, will the rains lead the way? Is my way so engraved I need not the function of my brain, but the movements of the other? Undead in my ways, am I not? Am I becoming? What will it be when the passion fades? This one was a little bit quicker, and it was literally inspired by the first phrase, what when the passion fades. A video had popped up on my feed. I don't know if it was YouTube or Instagram. I don't know. But it popped up and the phrase caught my eye, and I was like, okay, well, this has kind of been on my mind anyway. The reality that passions will likely fade. Everything kind of works in a cycle, which I mentioned in that. But that is because I mentioned the maze of circles and cycles. But this maze, this is a thing, this is a cycle that you cannot get out of. Because I mentioned it with the intention that you interpret it as if, okay, we're in this maze and we have no way of leaving. We have no way of exiting the maze at the moment. We feel stuck in this maze. Mazes can be very difficult. But I said that things work in cycles. And sometimes your cycle will take you out of that a passionate state. And I mentioned dedication. I'm talking of dedication because when I think of dedication, I feel like you need dedication to have discipline. And that's really what I'm talking about. Discipline. And am I engraved in my ways to where I don't need anything else. I just need to go. I just need to move. I just need action. I just have to act. I just have to be in order for whatever it is that I'm passionate about. Maybe it's a concept, maybe it's an action, habit, whatever. Whatever it is, I don't have to rely on passion and or motivation to keep me going with that. I could think about it in the context of what I'm doing right now. I could think about it in the context of the pieces that I write every day to present, or my artworks of all kinds, all my different crafts. When the passion fades, will the reins of my dedication lead the way? Will the reins of my discipline lead the way? Am I building my discipline properly? Passions are not the only things that need nurturing. Disciplines need nurturing. They need support. Discipline is support in its own way. It's the way in which you support yourself and support everything else that is needed of you or perhaps wanted of you, but that is more complex. So I think that's all I will be touching on for this one because I have to get back to parting my sister's hair. I will say, or end it off with a phrase that I like to remember, or I feel like it's important to remember because it helps you accept some things. The phrase that you have to expect people to be people. You have to expect people to be themselves. And people will show you themselves. It's impossible not to. You just have to be paying attention. It comes out in the way that people speak. It comes out in the words that people choose. It comes out in body language. It comes out in it comes out in many things. You just have to be paying attention. You have to be listening, observing what it is that people are telling you. A lot of messages are not that direct. You have to look behind the lines or think about why it is something so clear, right, can mean something so different, something with such depth. Looking behind the lines, looking behind the blinds to see, okay, this is this. But there's a reason why this is this. There's always a reason why this is this. And in the same way that people will show you themselves, they will also tell on themselves. But that's where the words and the way in which the words are said, that's when people tell you things and the way that they tell you the things, like that's where that comes into play. That's how those two merge. But it's not to say that I don't pay attention or observe. It's actually to say the more like you learn something new every time. And I would say this specifically with patterns that you may be picking up on, integrating, engraving in the mind of who it is that you deal with. The patterns, the patterns become predictable. However, you learn something new each and every time. It's like looking at a painting. You looked at it one time. You have in your mind what you see or what you know about this painting. Okay. Bam. Chunk of information. Engraved. Doop doop doop. Yep. Next week. 1 week. That's 1 week. Next week, you look at the painting again. You never noticed this about the painting. And this ties to something that you picked up on last time. Okay, these compound each other. These coincide with each other. Bam. Okay. Ooh, this. I did not see this before. I mean, I kind of saw it in this way last week, but now I see it a little bit differently because of this. This little portion right here. You know, yeah, people are like paintings, and you will observe things about those paintings to the point where you can memorize things about the paintings. You know of the paintings. You know the details of the paintings, the strokes involved. But new strokes present themselves. They just present themselves in different ways with the frequency of the times that you observe them, of the times that you're paying attention to them. It's not to say that you don't pay attention. Like, let's bring it back to the people. It's not to say that you don't pay attention to the people, but we go in and we go out. Go in and we go out, girl. What? Go in and we go out. We go in and we go out of loops all the time. We do. And sometimes you're not tapped in. Sometimes you're tapped into other things. Human, normal, natural is what it is, but patterns suck you back in. You can get sucked in by a pattern. You can recognize a pattern. Maybe this is not just about people, though. Well, not maybe. This is not just about people because you are a part of that too. So, everything that I'm saying about people, I'm saying about myself too. But I was going somewhere with that. But I'm not gonna search for it because I got to get back to what I was doing. So that's a wrap.